Karen.
Hey Bonnie, how are
How are
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Really
So
good.
nice to see you.
Thank you, and you too.
Thanks. I've missed you on our coaching sessions.
Yeah, you know what? So I haven't been on them because I've kind of got to a space where I feel that I've gone past that space now, that I'm in a different space,
Okay.
and I've gone on to different things. So I've kind of so when I think of that space now, it kind of feels like an old space of where I used to be, but I don't feel in that space anymore. So like it's like
Oh,
now I know where I am and where I need to be and what I'm doing.
oh,
So if I go into the that space again, I feel, not that I feel, but it's like my inner self is basically saying, but why would you be going in there, because you already know how to do this stuff now, you know?
oh.
Yes.
I see.
So as in just trying to think of how I can, I don't know if am I making sense there or
Yeah. I mean, it sounds
not?
like you're no longer feeling like you need that space,
Yes.
that you're
Yes.
feeling like you're already on your way and you're feeling confident and it doesn't sound like you're in need of coaching at this
Yes.
point.
That's it. That's it. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you
So,
feel like you've transcended
yeah.
any need for coaching. So even when, of course, even when we're on our journey, when we've made, so much progress and we're no longer the version of ourselves that started the program, because that's the
Mm,
whole design of the program, is
mm,
to bring you to be a different version of yourself. And
mm,
then, of course, the journey never ends.
mm,
We
mm.
continue to get challenges or circumstances that bring up things in us. And so it's really just a lifelong journey. But if you don't feel like it's resonating with you any longer and that you would rather spend your time doing other things that are calling you, I do get that. I understand.
Mm, mm. Yeah, so since I've gone into the Reiki,
Yeah.
and because I've been doing this, like, cleansing ritual in the morning and in the evening, like, for 20 minutes, and clearing, my any old energies, like,
Hmm.
from me, and transcending them. I'm just in a completely different space. It's like it um so when I went to the Reiki, it kind of put a cross on all the T's
Yeah.
across. So from your course, your course was beautiful because it gave me a voice in there,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
it also gave me it showed me that I'm capable. Like before I came in, I never thought that I was capable of doing lots of like things. I didn't think, because I kept on going around in circles,
Yeah.
and now I know why I was going around in circles, because I was stuck in the same old thing. Another door to go.
Hmm.
I needed another door to go into, and this is what I believe that I've done now. So to me, it feels like I've kind of come out of your program from a door, from finishing in there and
Uh-huh.
going into the next door, in order to learn if there's, like, whatever else, like for me. So for me now, it's like, to do with the Reiki, I guess, like, because I've been practicing the Reiki.
Hmm.
I just did a session on my dad, and again, so I've learned from the Reiki course what I kind of needed to know, which was inbuilt in your course as well, if that kind of makes
Which is
sense.
what? What was that you needed to know?
So I wasn't aware that I was an empath as
Hmm.
much, and I don't know. I don't think we all are. Um,
No, we're
you know,
not all.
we're not, okay.
No.
So it wasn't that long ago that I really realised that I was an empath, and how I'd taken all my friends' lower kind of energies on, and
Yeah.
I'd got so low that I just was wallowing in this, you know, kind of like, pit. And then And then I, began that journey. And then I think I realized, like, one of the calls where I couldn't say anything, and that's because my program didn't even know who I was, because I'd got rid of so much, or didn't have anything in there, because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know who I was. So it kind of makes sense now, like, why I wouldn't have been able to speak, because if you haven't got a program, I mean, how can you, like, who are you, kind of thing. So I guess that's what I've been doing. I've been reprogramming myself into being the person that I'd like to be. So, which is what I've done with the Reiki, which was beautiful, because it all just fell into place. Like, I just needed to listen to my higher self, which is what I was doing, and taking those steps forward, even when there was a little. Sometimes there was just like a little bit of doubt, and then I realized I'd gone back into my head, and like, and just. So just little things like, to do with money and things like that. But I've kind of laid those all down now, because now I'm aware that in order to get anywhere, I needed to start slowly, building on top and building on top and building on top. I guess, like, just realize, like, what we've been doing since kids, really, like, learning how to do something that none of us know how to do it until we start making those steps, and become embodying these people that we choose to kind of, like, become. And so, and it was beautiful, like, I just got such a huge yes from this Reiki, and already I felt like I knew her, so I knew she was the right person. A bit like you, like, when I did your course, I knew that you were the right person. I just knew that the course, like, your course was for me. And then with the Reiki, I just knew that was perfect, and I enjoyed it. So I just knew, yep, this is me all over. Like, I love doing this. I love that. Now I know that now I know how to kind of protect my energies. Because otherwise I can get sucked into them, like, pretty big. But I know now that all I need to do is, go back within, and, like, or to do some breathing, and just to get back into that peacefulness, like, of me. So, and every time I do that, so every time I do that, it's like usually I get woken up now about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I get these, like, voices in my head, like, kind of downloads, which I usually write down on my phone, just like, sometimes it's just one sentence. But it's kind of like it really helps me. And I just feel that now I'm kind of in partnership with the inside of who I am and the outer side. So I've got that balance. I think I've, like, I've got that balance now, and I'm aware of kind of how to stay in, that balance. And so I did. So I popped on. I did pop on to school, because when it comes into my head, then I will come on.
Yes. No, I saw a couple of
Okay.
posts.
Okay. So I will. So it's just like when I feel the call to go and do it, then I will go and, like, leave something. And I was going to leave something. I was going to leave a message this morning, and because I couldn't articulate it so well, I thought, okay, but it wasn't coming from my brain. It was just on my heart saying, like, maybe you don't need to do it right now. Maybe, like, it's better when you're more clearer and centered in yourself with what you want to kind of, like, say. And it was about the grief thing. And because that's a huge it was a huge kind of, like, thing for me, like, to do with grief. But again, since Reiki, she taught me, Lucy, the lady's name is, and I told her about you as well. And Lucy told me, she said, like, when we do our Reiki healings, she said, you just have to let go of whatever outcome
Yeah.
there is, and know that
Right.
it's for that highest person's,
Yes.
which was great because that kind of helped me with
Yes, the test
Pascale's.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we
Um,
talked about during the coaching session, that it was really such a opportunity to surrender to, even
yes.
though it wasn't what we had intended or wanted,
Mm,
that it's hardest on us that are left behind in the 3D, who wanted to see her overcome
mm,
and move on in her life. But the universe had a different plan for her, and we have to accept that. And it's very difficult when it's so sudden, when you don't expect it. It's
mm,
devastating. So it
mm.
is all about surrender. Absolutely. So, Karen, I'm so happy to hear you sounding so like a totally new version of yourself, which is
Oh,
fantastic.
thank you. Yes, I feel a totally new version of myself. And, it's like every day I'm just learning new things,
Oh,
like
wow.
learning all these things that, like, that I used to do before, and and the things that I used to enjoy doing before. And they didn't happen for a long time. And I guess I was stuck in that spiral.
Hmm.
And that, yeah, now there's
Yes,
no
you were
stopping
definitely
me.
stuck. And now you're unstuck, which is so beautiful. You have such a different energy and glow about you.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I'm curious. We
Mm.
talked once about how you were going to handle your expectation to continue doing your husband's business while you're pursuing all of what you want to pursue. So, how did that work out?
Okay, so what I've done with that is I've become more present with it. Um, I wasn't giving it the attention that it needed. I've also let go of the person that I was 4 years ago when I wasn't able to do a certain thing, and
Yes, I
of a
remember.
situation. Yeah, so I let go of that, and I
Wonderful.
forgave myself,
Wonderful.
and just released those energies around that, and um and so much more positivity is, like, kind of coming out of it. It doesn't need my attention, like, all the time, because it is quite a small role.
Mm-hmm.
And also, again, I'm still learning from it, like, I'm still learning um that even even when people, like, like, I'm having a few things at the moment where somebody hasn't paid, like, for a couple of months, but instead of getting into a um judgmental place, I'm in more of a understanding place, and
Yeah,
still sending as a reminder out there, and just thinking, what, like, it could be in that same place that I was in, like, a couple
right.
of months ago.
Yes. So you're being more
um
compassionate rather than
yes.
angry or bitter about them not paying.
Mm,
Beautiful. I love
mm.
it. So you found a way to be more present and recognizing that it doesn't really take that much of your energy and of your time so that you can still do both.
Yeah, not really. Like, I think, again, it was just another story I'd given myself, like,
Yes.
because I didn't want to do it,
Yes.
because of the situation from a couple of years ago. And
Right.
so for me, I just sat with it, over time for a little bit, and, just cleared it all. And, that was me then, and this is me now, and I can let go of that and let
Yeah.
it go. And I am capable, like, I can do anything I achieve, like,
Mm-hmm.
if it's done in a loving way, there's nothing that can, like, kind of hold me back.
That's right.
So yeah, so that's beautiful. That's just all, again, I envisage it kind of how I want it to go slowly,
Yeah.
rather than a huge kind of jump. But if I let it go kind of, like, slowly, I can feel it, like, it doesn't feel like um it doesn't feel so it feels more authentic when I allow it to do that, as
Right.
opposed to trying to rush something if I don't feel that it's going to get to that place, if I don't
Right.
believe it. So
If
if I
you
don't
don't.
believe it, I have to let go a bit more and just think, okay,
Beautiful.
let's just slowly kind
Yeah.
of, work it up that way.
So
So,
you've learned how to navigate so that you're not feeling overwhelmed and you're still in alignment with who you want to be and how you want to feel. So
mm,
I'm curious, what was your main intention for this session? Is there anything that you could use coaching around, or is there anything in
I don't
particular?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I think it was just to kind of clarify things, really, and just to
Mhm.
kind of because I didn't want to just drop out of the group because I mean it's a beautiful group and it's got a
Mm,
lovely presence there. Um, like
I'm so
I said,
glad.
yeah, and I mean it's beautiful, it really is. But I feel that when I go in there, I feel that I know that the universe, like we're kind of playing a game, like the universe. For the universe, we're playing this game, and I'm aware of that. So sometimes when I go in there and I listen to people, and I think, which I have to stop myself from doing because otherwise I'm getting drawn into their story again. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of aware of that. But to me, it just feels that. I'm not sure the reason why they're there because to me it feels that they're already healed. But then I
So
guess it would.
that's a beautiful awareness. Yeah. Did you want to add something? Because I was going to respond.
Oh, okay, sorry. So I was just going to say, but I guess that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know. I think I've been feeling that for a while, but then I guess when I
Mhm.
did the Reiki, it was like because my intention is for the healing to like to take place because I know that we're not our body and that body is full of the energies and all we're doing is releasing those energies. So
Mhm.
it's only our body that has got these kind of diseases because we are whole
Yes, we are.
and healed. And so I was getting a little bit of but I didn't want to ask too many questions because sometimes I know I go off like I think yeah, I think I've learned that, and also with the Reiki, I was 2 hours over that because I was asking so many questions. So I'm aware now that I need to kind of just slow things down a bit, and sometimes I might not need to know everything
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
I hear what you're
Um,
saying.
and
Yeah.
so I want to have a bit of fun at the
Yeah.
moment. I haven't had fun for I hadn't had fun for a long time, but now that I
Yeah.
kind of know I am, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love, I'm really looking forward to, making that money appear for, whatever I need it for and
Mm-hmm.
to, for my Reiki to take off and anything else. And I also did another course in, because I love all the modalities around
I
healing.
actually have a friend who told me that she met with you on Zoom, M. Hollis.
Oh, yes, I
In fact, I just saw
did.
her in person today because
Ah,
she was leaving some things at my house that she needed for a retreat that she's doing. So she just stopped by today to pick them up. And she had told me the same day that you guys met that she had met with you. And I was
mm.
curious. I was wondering I'm just curious if you don't mind sharing what it was that caused you to meet with her.
So she sent me a request. Oh, because of her not her marketing. It was market research, I think she
Right.
calls it. So she
Yeah.
wanted to do market research, and I've done a couple of her probably about 6 months, maybe a year ago now. But like the breathing, how she does
Breath
sometimes,
work.
like on a
Yeah.
Sunday or so, like the
Yeah.
breathing. I remember having done a couple and I loved it, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And so I guess she's got my email address, and I guess maybe she goes through that to see.
Right.
And the funny thing was, because the
Hmm.
first question she said was, where are you having the problems at the moment? And I went, well, that's a funny thing because I'm not having any anymore.
There
I've
are
been
no
in bodies
problems.
work and I've just been through bodies program and so yeah, so she found that quite funny. She said, "Oh well, can we go back to 4 months ago when you kind of started, and then kind of like talk about it?" And
Right.
So yes, it was lovely, like,
Mhm.
to chat to her, and
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, she's a very
yeah,
sweet soul. And
yeah,
yeah,
really
I
nice.
actually just started doing breath work. I don't know if you saw me talk about that, but I'm in a certification program for a different type of breath work, different from what she does. So Emma does soma breath, and I joined a different style of breath work that I'm so excited because I just started to do sessions, and I'm getting certified like officially. I'm going to Italy for my graduation in July.
Oh, wow.
So that's when
Excellent.
I'll be graduating in June, and then the actual graduation ceremony is in Italy in July. But I'm doing my like practice breath work, so I'm just doing them for free for people.
Yes.
And so far I've done two, and both of them have had some amazing awarenesses and insights through them. So I'm so excited to bring this into my coaching program and give this to my overcomers as well. So you
Mm.
had asked a question, or not really in the form of a question, but you were saying that you weren't sure why some of the overcomers are still there when you are reading their posts and things. And I'll tell you why. It's because even though they also have become a very different version of themselves already, and they are, so aware of the program that continues to, sneak up on us sometimes, even when
Mm.
we're doing the work. And so they're still in the program because this is the reason that they're continuing to grow and evolve. This is a never ending journey.
Mm.
So when you're part of a community of people that you really feel this strong connection with, and you're feeling like you're being guided by someone who has really helped you and is continuing to show you some insights and some uncovering deeper layers, because we all have, many, many layers of our condition
Mm.
in our program. So it's really an investment in continuing. It's like when you go to the gym and you don't just stop
Mm.
going because you hit your goal weight, right? You want to
Mm.
keep it up, and so you keep going. So this program is really it's an investment in your own spiritual evolution and becoming journey. As
Mm.
even though they've made so much progress already, they want to continue to go even higher and,
Mm.
uncover even more, as well as, continue to stay connected to this community that they feel really entrenched in.
Mm.
So that's really why, is because they love the experience and they want to keep it going,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know. So I was going to invite you to continue with, after the Overcome to Become program, I have another level, but it sounds like you're pretty decided that you are finished with this program and that you're ready to just move on to other
Yeah.
pastures.
Yeah, I think like to me it feels like, yeah, like the space there, like I'm ready to open into different spaces.
Yeah, that's
Um
okay. I understand.
yeah, so as I say, it's I don't know, it's I don't know, it's kind of, oh, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. So
That's okay.
I'm just
Well, you
thinking
know
of the
what?
question. Sorry, it's just in my head. So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes I
You
ask you.
can
I know it's just too many
Well, you can
questions.
always, if at any point in time you feel differently, like,
Mm.
okay, my Reiki is my pursuit of what I want to do monetarily and for my career, my business, and Overcome to Become serves a different purpose, in other ways, because we focus on the creation of abundance, by creating that energetic frequency, and overcoming any conditioned programs that are getting in the way of having the life that you want, and immersing yourself in this type of work specifically. So
Mm.
you can actually do both. But
Mm.
if you feel like, that would be too much for you, and I hear what you're saying, and of course I'm going to respect however you feel.
Mm.
It's your
Mm.
truth.
Mm.
But
Yes. Yes.
I'm so
I guess.
grateful to have had
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Thank
join.
you. Yes. No.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just listening to my higher self now.
Wonderful.
Instead of not instead of, but like as I say, like the half and the half, like getting that
Mhm.
balance in there,
Yeah.
kind of letting go when I need to let go, because I am aware that I I again do take on, can take on, the energies, and I need to be aware that I'm in my own story. And it's okay to, have compassion and to understand and to listen to other people's. But first of all, I need to um, make sure that I'm in that fixed place first of all before I'm able to kind of, so I can do it through Reiki. Like Reiki to me is slightly different from than when I voice myself. Reiki, like I can feel my hands like guiding me all the time.
Yeah.
And and I can see those energies, and
I
I
love it.
feel
You found your
very
purpose,
cleared.
Karen. Oh,
Yes.
I'm so excited. I remember at the very beginning where you were just like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do, what I'm supposed to do. And now you're like glowing and just your smile is just beaming with light. And you just
Yes.
look like a totally different person. And I'm
Yeah.
so happy for you. And I am really glad that even though you don't feel like you need coaching, that you wanted to not just leave and, share of where you are now and the reasons why you are going to be moving on. And I'm just so thrilled for you. I really
Mm.
am.
Thank you.
So
Thank
happy.
you.
And of course, if you ever decide that you really miss it and would like to rejoin, you're more than welcome. The door's always open.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I always thought. That's what I was thinking because I thought, where do I want to, where do I want to go from here? And again, I listen to myself now and, listen for the answers to come through. And then I thought, well, if it's something where I think I do need, like, some more guidance,
Mm-hmm.
I know that the help I've received from you already, like, has changed my life. So I know that the door will always be open there and I
Yes.
can always come back, like,
Absolutely.
there. And also, before I leave, I wanted to thank, the community, for everyone in there because I can
Mm-hmm.
feel every single one of them
Yeah.
in there, and I see them every day as just like whole and healed,
Mm-hmm.
um and and yeah, and to offer them, I mean, I'm what I'm hoping to do is the Reiki 2 next, because I know the Reiki 1 is the physical and then the Reiki 2 is the mental,
Uh-huh.
um which I'm already feeling that I've got since doing your course, and Joe Dispenza, and I've got, like, a lot of knowledge kind of already in there, which is just, it's like the neurons, isn't it? Like, they start, that's what I feel like. My head, it feels like all these neurons are like ping, 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 ping,
Right, right.
ping.
Oh, that's
Which
beautiful.
is wonderful. And
Yes.
so I'm hoping to do the Reiki 2. And again, like leaving the door open, like, because I know, like, I'm aware that, like, that if it's not floating my boat, like, in a month's time, or I'm not feeling, which I don't
Yeah.
think it will be, but like, say I might just want to do it kind of like, part time or something, and there might be
Mm-hmm.
something else out there. Because as I say, I did the um I I do the human. I don't know if you've heard of Human Garage. Have you? A guy called oh
Not
gosh,
human design.
Gary.
Oh,
Gary. He's an American. Or is he Canadian? It might be Canadian actually. It's a huge thing, but it's to do with the fascia and moving the fascia around, and you know
oh.
like a bit like
Oh, you know what?
Reiki and
I've heard of one of a modality that is all about moving energetically,
yes,
moving some like body parts around and
yes,
fascia and things like that. In
yes.
fact, I used to have an overcomer that told me about it, and she went to someone that she swore by. But so that might be something too. So the reason what I remember when we first talked is that I remember saying to you, I can also help you when it comes to finding your purpose. And then even when you do, creating your business and being successful at it, because being an entrepreneur and having your own business is in itself a soul journey
Yes.
because there's so much that can come up for you when you're putting yourself
Mm.
out there and asking for money and, having imposter syndrome and all of that. So
Yes.
believe me, as an entrepreneur, I understand. So I can help you
Yes.
through that as well. If you ever decide that that's something that really is something you need,
Yes.
know
Yes.
that that's also part of what I would guide you in, because
Yes.
it really is not an easy feat. In fact, some people say that being an entrepreneur is a spiritual journey in
Mm.
itself. It
Oh
really
gosh,
is.
yes. You know what so I think where I've done the where I think the thing is, like, I did all of these courses, and then yours was the main one that put the so yours was the one in the middle,
Mhm.
and then I had all the ones, so like those spidergrams kind of things. And so I
Mhm.
did all these other little courses on the outside. Yours was the main one. And
Mhm.
then yours was able to again ignite all those little ones, like, around it. And so I did Aaron Doughty's
Oh, yes, I know who that is.
yes, so I did his course. What was that? Oh, it was a
I am
consciousness
curious how you liked that.
thing. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. In fact,
How long was his course?
oh gosh, it was about 2 weeks. It was over 2 weeks, but it
Okay.
was on for 2 or 3 hours, about 3 or 4 times a week. And he started all the way from the very beginning of, like, consciousness and, all these
Mhm.
things that we have inside. And then started going through the entrepreneur thing, like, about
Mm.
how not to be perfect, like, but to be present and not perfect. So
Yeah.
that really kind of sat with me. And then again, he talks about masks and personas, and and I love, because I think he's an empath as well, isn't he?
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sure.
it feels, from the work that he does, it feels,
Yeah.
or the way that it feels like I relate to him through that kind of
Right.
side
Right.
of it. So I did that, and it was wonderful, absolutely brilliant. Really, really enjoyed that. And he was with another guy,
Mhm.
I can't remember, but they did the somatic breathing, and
Mm.
oh my gosh, it was a
That's
beautiful
wonderful.
journey to go
Fantastic.
on.
Yes,
So
and then of
yes.
course we also need to unlock any kind of money blocks,
Mm,
when it comes to putting ourselves in the energy of our wealthy selves. That's
mm,
really important too. So all of it, I think I told you that I did a program in order to, uncover any money blocks. And it was like an $11,000 program for just 3 months. And then she charged another 35,000 to be part of
gosh.
another program. And I realized while I was in the program that I really didn't need it any longer.
Mm,
I've
mm,
learned a lot of how to, well, I unlocked, my own money blocks, and I was able to align. And so that's another part of my passion, is help other people to do that as well. I
yes,
invested
yes.
in that for myself. So everything that, we invest in, we now have in order to help others to do the same, and not
Mm,
necessarily have to charge the same amount as what we paid
mm.
to have that knowledge and wisdom. So it sounds like you are on a beautiful path, Karon, and I am so thrilled for you. And I can imagine, so of course, I'm not telling you how to write whatever you're writing, but just your story of having started out in the program, really feeling stuck and not knowing what you even wanted to do, and feeling like this low energy of scarcity and lack. And now look at you, like
I
it
know.
really started. That before and after is such a beautiful story to share with people. It's such an
Mm,
inspiration that I'm so
mm,
happy to hear that you received
mm.
that, and that who you are now. Now you can enjoy moving forward with your elated spirits and knowing what you
Yes,
want to do and finding
yes.
passion. Just so beautiful.
Thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, it feels
You're
beautiful.
so
It does. It feels
welcome.
amazing. And as I
Wonderful.
say, to get those messages, like those messages that you receive, and it's like, the guidance, and and again, in the Reiki, she did say to me, sometimes, where you just get so connected, and you do get people through, and how to say no thank you, like,
Mhm.
to, you don't have to let everyone, like, so
Boundaries.
The boundaries,
That's
yes.
very
So
important.
yes, the boundaries. So
Yeah.
that is really important. So
Fantastic. Well,
yes.
since you don't really need any coaching, I just want to let you know that, of course, you'll always be in my heart.
Thank you,
And,
Bonnie.
you just let me know if you want to remain in the community, if you're planning on continuing to be part of the community, or if you just really feel like you just need to move forward and make,
Mm,
just focus your attention
yes.
elsewhere.
Yes. Well, yes. So I was going to. So yes. So that's my next intention is to write into the community, just to let them know just a little bit about where I am and
Hmm.
what I'm up to, and just to kind of just to have a little bit of clothes in there, like
Right.
so it's not a space that's kind of left open, if that
Yes,
kind
I
of
totally understand.
mm,
Absolutely. And of
makes
course, it'll be
sense.
very inspirational to them to hear where you started because they don't know, how you
Mm,
were feeling when you first started and where you are now. And that you feel that
mm,
you've made, I mean, you really have come full circle and it's so
mm,
beautiful. It really is.
mm.
And would you mind if I shared the testimonial? Like if you're going to create like where you were when you first started
Sure.
and where you are
Yes.
now, if you can, if you write that in a form of a testimonial, if I can share that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. No
Thank
problem.
you. Thank
Yes.
you. I would
Yes. I
really
mean,
appreciate
the
that.
more people out there that, we get into this energy of the higher energies and helping the
Yes,
planet and everybody
exactly.
else. And,
And of
you
course, if
know,
you happen to know of, if you wind up, meeting people who really could use my program and you share it with them and they do
mm,
join, then of course I'd be happy to give you the referral bonus. Then
mm,
there's still that referral bonus for anybody who brings people in. And so that's still going to continue to be open for you as you,
mm,
continue to move forward in your journey and meeting new people that you're going to be helping to heal. If you feel like
mm,
they could use some deconditioning and becoming aware of the stuck, even though, of course, the Reiki is going to heal them to a degree, if you feel like they could also work through some conditioning
sure.
programs, we can work hand in hand together, and I'd be happy to give you a referral bonus as well.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, I will, as I say,
And I'll
you've got a
consider you
place
a
in my
referral
heart.
partner
Oh,
as
thank
well,
you. Yes, thank
because
you.
of course I'll be coming across people who would love to heal and maybe be open to Reiki. So of course you'll be my go-to person.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I
Sure.
and as I said, I was so when I do the Reiki 2, which I believe is in a couple of months, um, and then it works on the mental as well, and then the distant healing. So
Mhm.
once, I've kind of got all that in place, then I was just going to share to the community if
Mhm.
they'd like just a sampling of how it's done so that they could then feel maybe if there's somewhere near to them that it
Mhm.
might be somewhere that they want to like, to further enhance because I think it's all about different modalities, isn't it? Like sometimes it just we never know where anything's going to lead us. Like I had no
Exactly.
idea where this was going to kind of
That's right.
lead me to at all.
That's right. And if
So
you would
just
like to be part of any of the breathwork sessions that I'll be doing, you're more
mm,
than welcome to join. Is
sounds
that
wonderful.
something that you'd be interested in?
Absolutely, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And I was going to say actually because the breathing one that you're doing,
Hmm.
that's the one that's based in the UK, isn't it?
Yes.
So my
Alchemy of breath.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure the place that they're in, which is in the Wye Valley, is it? Is it in the Wye Valley near
I'm not
to
sure where I just know that it's the place where the graduation is in
is
Italy,
in
but
Italy?
I know
Yeah.
that they're based out of the UK. I just don't know where in the UK.
So I believe
Yeah.
because I loved it. The one that you shared, that
Yeah.
guy, and we went on, and I went all over the
Anthony.
world in. Yes, and it was beautiful. It was so lovely, and I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. And then I did a few more, and I was having a look at their website,
Hmm.
and it looked because they said they also had a place in Italy, like as well.
Yeah.
And then I saw that they were in the Wye Valley. Well, my brother,
Mm.
he is, it looks like he's in the same place in the Wye Valley, and he does
Oh,
all the beautiful food and stuff, like, and retreats and stuff, like, for
wow.
everyone there. So
You
it's
never
funny how
know.
it kind of, yeah,
Yes, we're all connected.
we
You
are,
never
aren't
know what
we?
will happen. We may find ourselves in the same place at some point. That would be amazing, Karen. I would love to give you a big, big hug. You are just
Oh, thank
such a
you,
sweet
buddy.
soul. And I'm just
Thank
so
you.
thrilled that you joined the program and that you will always be one of my overcomers that will always be in
Mm.
my heart. And
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
just so thrilled for who you are now and how you're,
Yes.
just beaming with joy. I
Mm.
just love it. I love it when this offsets. So I have to tell you that your Zoom call came at the perfect time because of course it's been very hard on me to have lost
Um,
Pascal. And so seeing you is like on the opposite end of the spectrum. I mean, I know that I helped Pascal and that she left this world feeling so much better and much,
yes.
higher level of consciousness and letting go of a lot of old conditioned programs. So I'm happy about that. But seeing you actually pursuing what you came here to discover of how you can do this and you've done it, I would so appreciate it. It really would move my heart so much to just have your story in writing so I can share it that
Mm.
actually does happen for people who join my program.
Oh gosh, absolutely,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Yes, for
Thank you,
sure, for
Karen.
sure.
Okay, wonderful. Well,
Oh,
then I will bid you see you soon.
yes.
I can't wait to see what you share in our community. And if you would like that to be the same thing that I share with others, that's totally up to you. But you know, I'm so grateful for your energy and your contribution and for your overcoming. You really
Mm.
succeeded in such a beautiful way.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Well, we'll keep in touch,
Okay.
and yeah, and as I say, as I go through, I'm sure that our paths will for sure
Yes,
meet again. So,
I'm sure.
absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
Karen. Well, I'm sending you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
love. Mwah.
And to you too. Thank you,
Thank you.
Bonnie.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Take
See you
care.
then. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.